Hi everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing another paycheck routine. So going through my paycheck and figuring out how I'll be spending it for the next 2 weeks. And this is an ongoing series on my channel. So if you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe so you can see more of it. Okay, so let's hop on over to Notion and get going. So for this paycheck, I also have it up here, but we'll add in a row called paycheck. And I like to do tags. So this is income and the amount is $3,164.50. So when I'm doing my budget, this is all take-home pay because it doesn't really matter what your salary is. Like, it does matter, but it doesn't because of taxes and other things. To me, what is most important is what hits my bank account. And that's what we're looking at here. So if we go back, now that is added, and in this column it has the amount. And I actually have 3 forms of income that are hitting this paycheck period. So let's go through those. So first my paycheck, but then also YouTube. I'm gonna get paid by YouTube this upcoming week. So, and that check is going to be $126.03. When YouTube pays me, they don't take out taxes, so that's up to me to take the taxes out. This paycheck will probably happen either the 20th or the 21st. Let's just say the 20th. Okay, so that has been added, and then we got one other one, which happens every quarter, which is Rakuten. I think that's how you say it. It's hard to pronounce that. But that check is for $109.03. And that should happen sometime around here. I think the 24th, I think. They already said it's been mailed out to me, but I haven't gotten it yet. So let me explain what Rakuten is if you've never heard of it. Rakuten is like a browser extension that you can use for when you're shopping online. So it's free to use, and let's say I wanted to buy something from Walmart, and that day Rakuten is offering like 3% cash back on whatever you buy at Walmart. And it's not just Walmart, it's a lot of different stores. So every time I buy something, if that store has an offer from Rakuten, I would activate that so that I could get my money back. And then Rakuten pays out like every quarter, or every 3 months rather. And they just sent me my check for February. So in the last 3 months, I earned $109 in cash back, which is kind of high, which means I spent a lot, and that's all from my retail therapy that I was doing in late November and December. So that's why I have so much cash back. But yep, so grand total for income for the next 2 weeks is $3,399.56. Now let's see how quickly we can spend this money. We're not spending it irresponsibly though. It's just, I got bills to pay and debt to pay off. So some big things. I'm going on a work trip and I'm going to pay some money for that. Now typically work trips are free. Like, they're gonna pay for my flight and they're gonna pay for my hotel. But I'm actually gonna be going to the West Coast. I work remotely, and they're bringing our team together. So I'll be going to the West Coast, Seattle. I'll be doing that late March. And don't worry, I'll make a video about that because I've never gone there. So that's why I'll actually be paying, because I'm gonna extend my trip. And part of me didn't want to do it because of how much it's going to cost. Let's see. I'm putting this as debt because I put it on a credit card when I actually got the hotel. But the hotel is going to cost $489.31. And I almost didn't get it just because, y'all know, I am trying to pay down my debt like aggressively. But at the same time, I've never gone to Seattle. I've only gone to the West Coast like once in my entire life. And I was like, well, how often is the chance going to be presented to me that I can go to the West Coast for free? As in not paying for a flight and my meals being reimbursed. And they're going to pay for part of my hotel. So I'll be there for work purposes a Wednesday through Friday. And then I got a separate hotel under my account, or under my credit card. And I'm paying for the hotel for Friday through Sunday. So I'm paying 2 nights, which is $489.31. But I figured I may as well do it, like I said, because I've never gone, and it's pretty cheap as far as travel goes. So the only thing I'll have to pay for when I get there will be, I guess, the food that I buy on the days when work isn't covering me, and any like activities that I do. But I'm really just going to like sightsee. I want to see the Space Needle, some nice restaurants, maybe some good oysters. Yeah, just, you know, I'm low key. I just want to eat good and like see the sights. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that. So yep, the money is going down. So now we only have $2,900 to work with. But wait, there's more. Credit card. So that is debt. And for this paycheck, I budgeted $1,000 to pay it down. Yep, $1,000. And I did that as soon as I got paid. So now we're at $1,900. What more can we do? Another thing, Beyonce flight. I think I told y'all in my last video, or maybe 2 videos ago, I can't remember, but I will be seeing Beyonce in concert in the summer. And I already got my tickets, and I paid for that through my sinking fund that I had for a vacation. And for the flight, it's also interesting how this worked out. So it's actually cheaper than I thought it would be. So I'm gonna have to pay out of pocket $334.20. However, so this is what happened. So I was going online to get the flight, and I realized that I had e-credits. So I think this was from my last job. We were gonna fly somewhere, and they had us buy the tickets, and the trip got canceled. So I had to cancel the flight, but it was non-refundable. So they just gave me an e-credit for it, and I completely forgot about that. So I had an e-credit of like $330 something, which I definitely used on this Beyonce flight. So this flight would have been more than $600, but I got it down to $334. Look at God. Look at God making a way. And then if you remember from my sinking fund, that covered all of the cost of the ticket for the concert, but I had even more money left over. So that was $140 that was left over. So I can now use that to go towards the flight as well. So it's actually whatever $334 is minus $140. What would that be? 194? Is that 100? Yeah, so it's really like 194 that I have to pay, if that makes sense. So the flight is considerably cheaper than it had to be. So this Beyonce trip, even though looking at it, it seems like, oh, this is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money that I'm having to pay out of pocket because I've already had money stored away, just waiting for a chance to use it. And I also found that I had a gift card for Marriott of almost $200. So whenever I buy the hotel, or I've already reserved the hotel, but I won't actually pay for it till I check in. So whenever we pay for that, my portion will be like $200 less. Look at God. Look at God. Okay. What else is up this month? Amazon. I got a couple things from Amazon. None of them have arrived yet, but let's see, I got some hand lotion. I got a little spritzer type thing to like wipe off my appliances. What are the other things I got? I feel like that's a bad sign. If I can't remember what I ordered, I probably don't need it. But it ended up coming to $128.13. And I'm going to categorize that as lifestyle. And I paid for that as soon as I got paid yesterday. Next, I'm trying out this company called True Earth. They do like laundry detergent, dish detergent, but not in like a liquid form. It's supposed to be like one of those sustainable, earth-friendly or eco-friendly companies. So it's like laundry strips. I don't know. I wanted to try them out because I do like being health conscious and like earth conscious, I guess. So I'm trying those out, and I'm not trying them out just because, ooh, I want to try this. I'm trying it out because I'm running out of laundry detergent. So still trying to be like smart about my spending decisions and not just buying because I want it, but buying because I want it and I also need it. So I got that, which you may think, well, that's a lot of money for laundry detergent. Well, that's because I got like, I think it was like a 64 pack. So for 64 loads, but then each one you can like cut it in half. So that's really whatever 64 times 2 is. What is that? 128. And then I also got like a carrying case for them. Maybe I'll put pictures up so y'all can see what I mean. But I got a carrying case too, and that was another $10. And then after like taxes and I think, did I pay shipping? I can't remember. But it came out to $42.91, and I ordered that yesterday on the 17th. Another thing is Real Paper. They are a toilet tissue brand, but they make their toilet tissue from bamboo. So again, it's like more earth conscious or eco-friendly. That's the word, eco-friendly. So I got those, and I've been using those for years, and I order them in bulk. I think it's like, is it 48 rolls that I get? I don't know. It lasts me a long time because again, I live alone. So like there's only so much toilet paper I can go through. But, and that cost, how much did it cost? $36.99. And they do last a long time because I think the last time I bought some was like in September, and it's now February 18th. So it lasts a pretty long time for me. What is next? LASIK. So I got LASIK surgery a couple years ago, and I financed that. So I financed it at 0% interest though. 0% interest for the first 2 years. So that's why I would like to pay that off by September of this year, because after September, I'll have to start paying interest, and I don't want to do that. But right now it's at 0% interest, and I pay $140 a month for it, and that usually comes out around the 21st. What other things? Epidemic Sound. That is the company that I use to have royalty-free music in the background of all my videos, and that costs $15 a month. And I'm debating keeping that. I really like it. It's just I tend to use the same music over and over again. So it's like, is it really worth it for me to be paying monthly for that? I'm thinking about just like dedicating a day and going through and downloading as much music as I could think that I want, and then like canceling the subscription until I find the need to get more music, then I'll activate it again. I'm thinking about doing that. Let's see. And then last but not least, rent. So rent, $982.57, and that's due March 1st. If you're familiar with the channel, then you know that that is just half of my rent, and I pay half of my rent with each paycheck. So I kind of just put that in like my savings account. So once I get paid, I immediately transfer that over to my savings account so I don't spend that money. And then once the first of the month comes up, I transfer the money back to my checking account because my rent is set on automatic payments. And then the money just gets taken out. But let me tell y'all a little story about what happened February 1st. I didn't tell y'all about this. Okay, so like I said, my rent is set on automatic payments. And I've been doing this new system with my money where I leave my, like everything that I put in this video, like on this spreadsheet, all of that is left in my checking account, and the money that's left over, like this month or this paycheck, $230.45, I move that over to Cash App, and that's my like spending money for the next 2 weeks. But this other money stays in my checking account so that I can, all these other things are either set on like auto pay, or I know that I'm going to get it, so I just buy it like as soon as I get paid. So what happened on February 1st, or for the rent for February, apparently I had overspent and didn't realize it. I overspent on the money that was in my checking account, and it never occurred to me. Like I didn't realize it until it was very late in the month of January. And even though my rent is due on the 1st, I realized that they don't actually take the money out until the 3rd. So I was like, the way I got paid, let's see, because I got paid on February 3rd. So I was thinking like, well, even though the money technically won't be there on February 1st, it should be fine because I get paid February 3rd, and that's when they actually take the money out. This is my first time in my like adult life that this has ever happened. And so I did not realize that I was wrong in my theory, and they still start the process on the 1st. It's just, it takes until the 3rd for them to take the money out. So I got hit with an NSF fee, So I got hit with an NSF, and if you don't know what that is, because I didn't know either, and I was looking at my account and I was like, what is this? And I had to Google it. It stands for non-sufficient funds. So I didn't have the money in my account when my rent was due. And so what happened? What happened was I thought that I had paid rent, but I didn't. And I looked at my account and I saw the NSF fee, and it was like $35 or $33, and that was in my checking account. What happened was, my landlord went to take the money out of my checking accounts to get my rent for that month. That rent wasn't there, or that money wasn't there, so my bank was like, no, we're going to cancel your rent payment. And they charged me an NSF fee. And so when I saw that, I called my bank and I explained what happened, and I was like, I got paid today. The money is there. Like, can you please reverse the NSF fee? And they actually did it, and the money was given back to me within like 10 minutes of the phone call with the rep from the bank. And so I was like, okay, I'm good. And then I realized that like I wasn't actually good because I never actually paid rent, because with the NSF fee, Is that okay? So that's the difference between NSF and overdraft. With overdraft, your bank lets the payment go through. With the NSF fee, they don't. They cancel the payment. So they canceled my rent. So I never actually paid rent. So I'm like calling downstairs to my landlord office, and I'm like, I explained the situation to them, and they were like, as long as you pay by the 5th, you won't get hit with a late fee. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay right now. And I called them because when I looked online, it said that I didn't owe anything. And when I talked to them and explained the situation, they were like, the system just hasn't updated yet. You do owe something, and you owe your rent. So make sure you pay that before the 5th so that you don't get a late fee. And I'm like, okay, because the 3rd was a Friday. And I called, so I went online and I paid my rent. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then a few days later, I look, and my landlord, they also charged me with a NSF fee. So I called them and I'm like, what is this? You said that I wouldn't get fined as long as I paid by the 5th. And they were like, we said we wouldn't get a late fee. But they still gave me an NSF fee because when they originally tried to take the money wasn't there. So, long story short, I have now learned a very valuable lesson. And I will not be doing this in the future. I will make sure that money is in my account on the 1st of the month, and I am moving all of my rent money over to a savings account, so there's no way that I won't have the money to pay rent on the 1st. So back to the point of this video, this is how I'm going to be spending my paycheck for the next 2 weeks. So I will have $230.45 to have as fun money. What does that money typically go to? For this check, it's going to go towards some groceries. I'm going to the movies. I'm going to see Ant-Man. I'm going to see him, or going to the movie today. And food, really, like eating out. And maybe going to a plant store. Any like random household supplies I may need. Stuff like that. But I'm trying to live real small so that I can meet my goal of paying down the credit card debt, which I want to pay it off by April 3rd. So we'll see how that goes. And I may be changing my strategy to paying it off, and I'll talk about that in another video. So make sure you're subscribed so that you see that video in the future. I hope this was I was about to say helpful. I don't know if it is helpful, entertaining, something like that. I hope you enjoyed the video at the very least. If you did, leave a thumbs up, leave some comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.